Working friend. It's so good to see you today. I just can't help but laugh at the irony of today's topic and then juxtapose that against the experience I just had. So, welcome to another edition of Networking Know-How. And I try to go live sometime between 3:30 and 5:30 p.m. Central Time, and I'm almost an hour late. And I just have had technical difficulties after technical difficulties. Hey, I see some people watching live. Chime in. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm glad you're here. I'm just so glad you're here. And so today's topic, so today is networking know-how. And what we do here is we talk about different tips that you can put to work immediately so you can be more meaningful, connected, and effective with your networking like we are in our Down and Dirty Networking online community. And today's networking know-how topic is a good one. It's the real cost of perfection. And nothing has gone perfect. It's why I'm running late. And so it's really been a test of patience today. I say I want to be a student of the silent classroom to meditate and really practice that meditation. And here I am practicing having patience and peace with all the technical difficulties. So, for the person watching live, so glad you're here. Anyone watching on replay, glad you're watching replay too. All right, so let's kind of dig into this. But before I do, I want to introduce myself if we have not yet connected. I'm Laura Merlando, the Stress Commando, and I am the founder and CEO of Down and Dirty Networking. And we are a 100% relational networking online community. So, what's relational networking? Relational networking is different than traditional networking. Years ago, I realized that when you think of networking, and maybe chime in if you're watching, if this is true for you, when you think of networking, isn't it all about sales pitches and 30-second commercials, or like we were saying in our Down and Dirty Networking event last week, it's all about being pitch slapped. Hi, my name is, buy my stuff. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. There's another way that I call relational networking. And I define that as learning from and about someone to have meaningful conversations to build lasting and authentic relationships. And this is the way that makes the difference and kind of leans into our topic of the real cost of perfection. If you are trying to have the perfect pitch, if you are trying to have the perfect hook to get people to buy while you're at that networking event, or maybe you're running errands like I was running late from the doctor's appointment, you're going to be really disappointed because you're probably going to repel people. You're so focused on you and getting it perfect, you are not listening to the person you're talking to. And one of the things I've learned and I've taught and I've had to really learn yesterday is you have to practice participation, not pursue perfection. When you pursue perfection, you're not participating. You are not present. You're thinking about you. So, in the example of that, yeah, I got to get my 30-second down right. I got to get the perfect sales pitch. You're not really being present. And so, I promised you we would get raw and real today. And so, for those that maybe you saw the post that I did yesterday, and if you've been watching and tuning in, I've been talking about being a caregiver for my mom. And sadly, and also joyously, my mom passed away yesterday. And so it's why I'm probably a little scattered today. And one of the things I made sure I did the minute my mom got diagnosed and made the decision to not pursue treatment and said, it really is my time. I could have tried to make everything perfect, all of the last her perfect thing. And I could have allowed myself to really focus on that and make it about me. But this wasn't about me. That's something I learned when my father got cancer. It's not about me. It affects me, but it's about the person going through it. And so my job was simply to be available for my mom and to make it the best experience and to transfer that lesson of pursuing perfection and pursuing participation. I wanted to participate and be present, enjoy all of the moments that I had with my mom and experience all the downloads that she had that she wanted to give me. I have so many downloads and so many things that she's telling me to do. And anyone who knows my mom, or maybe you have someone in your life that's like that, that's always telling you this is what you need to do and gives you a long to-do list. That was always my mom. And they were precious moments. And one of her friends said it best. These moments were sacred that I had with my mom. And she's not wrong. And I fully participated. It's why you would see me show up at my mom's house, or when I was living with her and I was out front because I needed her to sleep, or I was, maybe at my house, but outside. And I did a post yesterday about why Christmas is still up at my house. I'm of that person. My mom was that person that everything had to be perfect. The perfect gift, the perfect decoration, everything has to be perfect. The meal has to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect. And so we're the family where Christmas doesn't go up till right after Thanksgiving and it comes down right at Epiphany, or closely thereafter. So for me to have Christmas up and it's April, and then to tell you about it, I would never talk about it. I would just keep moving forward. Appearances for everything. It was pursue that perfection. And though I am a caregiver with my mom, I'm still going through my own health journey, and I had to make a decision. I have limited energy and I have limited capability. What was more important? Was it more important for me to be present for my mom or to put Christmas up to maintain appearances? And so I opted to be present with my mom. And I'm so glad I did. I don't regret that for a second. But what I realized through this journey is there's a lot of people going through the motions and trying to get it perfect and killing themselves to be perfect. And in the pursuit of perfection, you're missing out. Where I came up with this concept, it was at the holidays. And it was shortly after my dad died and we had gotten married. And we were having the holiday first at my house for the first time. And mom was excited that I was doing a lot of the cooking. She'd given me all the recipes. I wanted it all to be perfect. And I'm tolling away in the kitchen with my husband, and there's these great conversations going on with the family we were not a part of because we were so busy perfecting things. We were no longer participating. And that's where I realized this has to change. And so I started putting things in place so we could be more part of the conversations, part of the celebration, and not just consistently pursuing perfection. And in your career, if you are pursuing perfection, you're not really attractive. And that's one of the things I kept hearing over and over when I was a corporate professional and I would do presentations and they were perfect. As a female in a minority, I was told all the time you have to be better than perfect to be able to be seen average. And so I learned very quickly to just show up perfectly. And what I've shifted the mindset to is to show up powerfully. Be prepared, yes. Be positive, yes. But it's okay to be human and to show people your human side. You're more relatable. It shows that you care about other people versus trying to be so perfect with what you have to say. You're no longer listening. You're no longer present. And I have found that to be so true with networking. If you are not present with the person that you are talking to, if you're so focused with the traditional sales pitch, you've missed the opportunity to learn from and about them. And that is why I 100% built Down and Dirty Networking on the foundation of relational networking. It is about connectedness and meaningfulness. And the only way that can happen is if you are present. And we talked about this last week about treating everybody like they are already your best friend, even if you've never met them. With all of the hospice nurses, I treated them like they were best friends, and I was meeting them for the first time at that point. I just leaned in and I said, thank you. And I think it surprised them that I would say thank you. I don't think people say thank you to them. They took such great care of my mom, and I stayed present. And I still was able to be here with all of you. And I was able to participate in the Down and Dirty Networking event last week from my mom's hospice center. It is such a rewarding experience. And I had the most meaningful conversations with everyone in our event last week. So if you made it, thank you for showing up. It was really epic. It was great to raise our vibrational energy. It was definitely one of the best parts of my day. And it was fantastic to just walk right back in and be available for my mom. So I want to really encourage you from a professional standpoint. I've made the mistake of pursuing perfection. It's not relatable. Nobody can be you. And if you're in an environment, or if you're a coach or you're a leader and you're trying to duplicate and inspire a team, if you're perfect, no one can be you. No one can be perfect. And so they will resist trying to support and do the things that you do because they can't do them the way that you're doing them, which is perfectly. But if you pursue participation, that is what you are going to be able to show that you care. It'll show that you are genuine and you're still being able to be authentically you. And so the real cost of perfection is being present. The real cost of perfection is you have just removed yourself from being connected and participating. You've completely removed yourself. You are isolating yourself. You are putting yourself on the island of alone, and you are burning yourself out. You are burning the candle at both ends. And my friend, you are going to run out of wick and wax if you continue to pursue that. I know it. I've done it. I've been there. I did it when my father was sick and I was caregiving at that point, and I just felt you had to pursue perfection. I did it in the way that I approached my corporate career and when I transitioned to entrepreneur land, and I've seen countless clients do the exact same thing. So trust me when I tell you, nothing good comes from pursuing perfection, but everything meaningful comes from pursuing participation. So don't go into perfection debt where you've missed out on the meaningfulness, when you've missed out on things. There were several people when they found out that my mother got sick, and they did this with my father too. They had lost contact and they wanted to just rush and fit everything in. I didn't need to do that. I made sure I was present with my mom the moment I realized my dad was sick. And we've been making memories ever since. And I have built a business with my clients to be present with them and to be available to them because I really value and appreciate people. And that is at the core of relational networking. If you're so focused on being perfect and doing your sales pitch, you are no longer caring about people. And guess what? When you no longer care about people, they're not going to care about you. And I'm telling you now, the only way that I have gotten through this imperfect mess, tech troubles today, showing up all raw and real with all of you late and doing it anyway, doing it imperfectly. The only way I could do it was because I had the support, the connectedness, and the grace from everyone that I am connected to and everyone that is in my network. And when I say network, you're part of my family. You're part of my inner circle. And I value you and I appreciate you. And I do not say that as a platitude. I genuinely mean that. So if you're watching this, and I can see some of you are, thank you. Thank you for walking this journey with me, my healthcare journey, walking this journey of being able to care for my mom and helping you see through my own experience and mistakes and challenges the power of relational networking. Down and Dirty Networking was founded so that we could all get off the island of alone. We could stop isolating ourselves and feeling isolated, feel like we're the only ones that can do something because we pursued perfection. And we're the only one that can get out of it. And maybe we're the only one going through this. I am not the first person on the planet Earth to lose their mother. I am not the first person on planet Earth to lose both parents. But this is the first time it's happening to me. And I love that I can lean on my network and get my vibrational energy increased, guidance, support, and more importantly, grace. So I hope this was helpful. I know it was kind of a roundabout stretch, but I promise you, if you pursue perfection in your business, you're costing yourself more than you know. Yes, be prepared. Yes, be professional. Yes, show up powerfully. But I'm going to encourage you to bless and release perfection. My mom was a recovering perfectionist, as I am as well. And we were able to really just be present with each other. And we had some of the best memories ever. I'm going to deeply miss her. I'm really lost without her. But I'm grateful that I learned the lesson before I had the regret. And I'm grateful I learned that before I had the regret in my corporate career and I could live and work in a more fulfilling way. So I'm wanting that for all of you. That's why I struggled through and persevered through the tech troubles to get this message out to you. So if you're still watching, and I can see those of you who are, thank you so much. If you're watching on replay, watch on replay. And stay tuned. I will be going live more. One of the things that I heard from one of our guests last week was, well, I thought your community was just strictly networking. It's not a wrong statement, but nobody's just anything. And strictly networking, what do you mean by networking? If you're talking about buy my stuff, traditional networking, oh no, we are not any of that. But if we are talking about learning from and about someone and having more meaningful conversations to raise vibrational energy, yeah, that's exactly what we're about. Then, yep, you're not wrong. So I will be having more of these conversations with you. sharing some of my lessons and tips on peeling the curtain back and saying, listen, here's how you can do this to have a more fulfilling professional career, personal life, and participate in the things that you do and make sure you love what you do. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Get up in chat. Let me know what you thought about this or if you have anything to add. And make some memory making moments if you have the chance. And if there's people in your life that you care about, let them know. Tomorrow's not promised. Please do not go to bed with regrets. You really don't want to do that. And just participate and bless and release perfection. All right, thanks so much. I appreciate you. Stay tuned for more tips and videos. If you found this helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or make sure that you are liking and following our LinkedIn and Facebook pages at Down and Dirty Networking. And if you wanted more practical tips on networking, specifically relational networking, or if you're like, you know what, Laura, I really do need leads, but how do I do it in a way where I don't feel so salesy? If you'd like to adopt a relational networking mindset, but you still need to do the traditional networking, make sure you're checking out our YouTube channel. We have several playlists there for you that will guide you through that process and make it as stress-free for you as possible. So make sure you're tuning into that. And if you are on our LinkedIn page, we just dropped our latest issue of Networking Boost, which is our bi-monthly newsletter. So make sure you check that out. And so those will be some different tips, resources. We've got a cool article coming out tomorrow. You're going to want to check out on LinkedIn and Facebook. So make sure you're checking all of these resources and posts that we're putting out to give you some inspiration and guidance to network more, well, in a more fulfilling way, in a more meaningful way as well, so that you can increase your connectedness. And then stay tuned every Wednesday, sometime between 3:30 and 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do go live, technology allowing me, when it's not going perfectly. It'll be a little late like today, but we talk about these kind of topics that are real and raw, and to help you have a more meaningful experience, not in business alone, but with every connection that you make in your life. Because relational networking is a mindset. And it's, yes, networking can be a skill and activity, but it really is a mindset. And when done right, you create some amazing experiences of connectedness. All right, thanks so much. Stay tuned to tune in. I look forward to seeing you on the video next Wednesday, technology willing. And feel free to drop me a message. I'm available to you anytime if you have any other questions, comments, or suggestions for future networking know-hows. All right, thanks so much. I appreciate the grace, and bye for now.